My name is Shaun Strobel. I'm a commercial fisherman, and I work with my family running Skipper Otto's community-supported fisheries. Based on community-supported agriculture, the farm share idea, where thoughtful consumers put their money directly towards food producers. So we sell, our own fish to members, as we call them, rather than customers. And we expanded to also get fish from other small-scale, sustainable fisheries to consumers that really care about where their fish is coming from. We really like to direct people onto what is sustainable and what is plentiful that year. Last year, 2016, was quite a weak year for sockeye salmon in some areas. Some came in just fine. Barkley Sound came in, Smith Inlet came in really well, and unexpectedly. But the Fraser, there was no fish in the media, had rightly picked up stories on like, hey, where are the sockeye salmon? What was missed was that in October, we had one of the best returns of chum salmon ever up the Fraser. In fact, October the 18th, 2016 was the biggest single day catch of chum salmon in the Johnson Straits. The Seine fleet caught 800,000 of them, and all the rivers filled up. The Cowichan, and it wasn't just there. Cowichan River was full of fish. It went terminal, which is when they just say open until further notice for fishing, because the river is plugged with fish. The Nanaimo River did well. The Puntledge did well. All the rivers were coming in. The hatchery over in Nitnat, the returns were fantastic. We're saying, hey, here's a lot of really interesting dishes and good ways to cook chum salmon. Please try it. It's what there's lots of. So that's sort of what we mean by that. Eating with the ecosystem, eating what there's a surplus of, and maybe backing off on things that could be in short supply. Currently, there are less rivers and salmon stocks in BC being monitored. Most of the rivers in BC, nobody's even looking. If there's monitoring and there's not a strong stock, well, we don't want to fish it anyway, but we'd like to know. From the 70s through last year, with the Dosey River fish counting fence, we knew to the fish how many fish went through that and into the spawning beds every single year, and you could do the data. It's still online. You can look back and say, okay, if 80,000 went up, 4 years later this many, 20 went up, and last year nobody really expected much fishing, and then when a couple 100,000 fish went up the river, it was like very clear, well, here's historical data. This run is plugged. It does best when there's 100,000 fish, not 200,000. Open it for fishing, and away guys went. It had a great season. This year, mystery, shut down. First time in 50 years, nobody knows. So it's just an example. I mean, there's a run that was very well monitored, very, very sustainably fished, and we can prove it. And now we can't. The easiest way to not have a fishery is to just, not know what's happening.